Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is all about the nervous energy that you feel when you meet someone known to you or probably for the first time, but you don't feel confident in interacting. Many people tell me that they don't know what to say, they don't know how to break through awkward silences, or their mind goes blank, is what they say. Basically, I will share with you 8 tips, fantastic tips, which will help you in developing these conversational skills. And you will certainly sound very natural, not someone who's planned it or, prepared a lot. It seems very organic and great techniques to use. So let's begin. Tip number 1. Observation is the best conversation starting. Look around you. Whatever you see, observe is what you could speak about. In fact, it helps to break ice wonderfully well. For instance, if you're at a restaurant and you and your friends are trying out some dishes, you could encourage your friend to try a dish if you find it tasty. You could say, "Why don't you try this? This is yummy." Or if something doesn't suit your palate, you could say, "I found this dish awful. Don't even try this." So that's a great way to engage in a conversation at a restaurant. If you're at a place which is extremely crowded and you look around it and you feel that, you could express it out loud. That way, the other person is encouraged to share more to the conversation. Okay, you could say the place is so crowded today. Or for that matter, you could talk about the weather. That's a usual conversation which people engage in, usually when, it's different from the regular weather that you experience. It's so cold today, or the heat is scorching today. I'm sweating profusely. These are great ways to break ice. And why does it work? It works because it's organic, natural, not made up. In fact, it's what everyone can see, feel, and easily experience alongside. Tip number 2. Ask open-ended questions. Don't ask questions where the answer could end with a yes or a no. For instance, "Are you busy these days?" The answer could be a yes or a no. You could instead rephrase it as, "What keeps you busy these days?" That way, the person is forced to elaborate beyond a yes or a no. For that matter, you could even ask them about their work. So, you could ask them, "What is it that you're doing these days?" Or, "Tell me more about what you do. Tell me more about your profile." This is also a great way to engage a person in a conversation. This works brilliantly simply because you're showing interest in the other person's life and it's not in the zone of probing or personal in nature. It's more about general things and someone can easily engage in a conversation without feeling that you're prodding too much or, for that matter, you're probing into their space. Tip number 3. Listen to understand, not to reply. Very often, people feel encouraged to speak to you simply because you're listening, you're all ears. Not always people are looking for solutions for their problems. They're looking for a safe space to vent out, share, and probably even introspect while they are doing it. When you nod along, when you maintain eye contact, when you show interest, you maintain a body language which is empathetic, not in the zone of curious, all of this helps in engaging in a great conversation. So listening is probably the most important skill in conversation, which many people lack because often they are thinking that they are wiser than the rest and they jump to share their inputs or advice. Trust me, people often just want to speak, vent out, and look for that safe space where they can feel free to speak their thoughts. Tip number 4. We know this, but we don't use this. Well, often we overlook the fact that people are seeking a personal connect. Use their name in your conversation. So when I'm interacting with my learners for the first time, I make it a point to say their name out loud in various sentences so that they can feel the personal connect with me and they can establish a bond which currently doesn't exist. So, for instance, if you're having a conversation with Rohan, you could actually take his name. That's a good point, Rohan, which means you are indicating a personal connect here. So, often overlooked point, but a very valid point, I feel. Go ahead and use the person's name when you're interacting with them. The next tip, or tip number 5, is share a personal detail. Conversation is a two-way street. It's never a monologue. If you're someone who just takes in but does not reciprocate, then that is never going to work. So remember this very, very crucial tip that you need to engage in a conversation. So if you're taking in a lot of personal inputs from someone else, you could share a harmless personal detail in return. That makes you relatable, that makes you trustworthy, that also makes you someone who's not just curious about their life, but also willing to share a piece of your life. Tip number 6. Match the tone and energy of the space that you are in. If you are in a formal setup, then don't get too excited or aggressive when you're speaking. Even if you're making a point, make it assertively and make sure that you allow the audience to absorb or process your input. It's never about proving a point. It's about shared exchange of ideas. So, make it a point to match the energy of the space that you are in. Don't jump the gun. Basically, don't jump into conversations without allowing the other person to complete their point fully. Normally, we are all about sharing our inputs and not really about listening to what the other person is saying. So often people feel valued when you hear them out completely. So don't jump the gun. Don't be in a hurry. No matter how brilliant your point is, hold on to that till the time you get the right space and the opportunity to speak it out loud. So never interrupt a conversation. Tip number 8. End on a positive note. Conversations can have lasting impressions. It depends on how you end the conversation. When you end the conversation on a note where you say things like, it was lovely catching up, we should do it again, or it felt so great spending this time with you, all of this adds more value or meaning to the exchange or the conversation that you just had. People feel great about meeting you simply because you took the time, effort to share the appreciation, So always end on a positive note. As we learned from this lesson, to speak to anyone, anywhere, anytime, you need to be more organic and natural in your communication. Follow the tips that I recommended because those are great ways to, start a conversation, build a conversation, and even close a conversation. For more such exciting lessons, keep following our channel, and I look forward to bring more exciting lessons to the table. Till then, happy learning at English Excellence with Chaya.